nuclear disaster and a reminder of what Soviet rule meant for many people's lives. Lawmakers on the House and Senate Intelligence Committees say Russian troops appear bound for the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv.
We are
In
praying
response,
for
American
Ukraine,
and European
guys.
leaders have imposed even harsher sanctions on Russia. President
It
Biden
seems that
suggested that their impact
other
will be
countries
felt
are not going
over
to step
time.
in. I really can't blame them.
Is the aggressor.
Here's this guy again saying the same thing.
Chose this war.
Stater of the obvious, this one.
Bear the consequences. Today, I'm authorizing additional strong sanctions and new limitations on what can be exported to Russia. We will limit Russia's ability to do business in dollars, euros, pounds, and yen to be part of the global economy.
Ukrainian
I didn't
President
know he had the
Volodymyr
power
Zelensky
to
says
do it in
Russia's
yen.
attack has killed or wounded
Because,
at
that's
least
China.
400
Strong
Ukrainian
allies with
soldiers.
Russia.
He added that he is still here in Kyiv and that his family is still in Ukraine. Also, we just learned that the UN Security Council will meet tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, that's 8 p.m. GMT, and it will vote on a resolution to stop the war in Ukraine. Perhaps no surprise, Russia is expected to veto that resolution. We have a number of reports to start the program tonight, beginning in Kyiv with NBC's Aaron McLaughlin. Aaron, give us the latest on the ground there.
Hey, Joshua. Well, in that address you just mentioned, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also urged Ukrainians to adhere to the curfew now in place. It's set to last until 7 a.m., part of the martial law order now people here are subject to. And I can tell you, it's looking out at the Capitol, the streets are completely empty. People are listening. It is eerily calm here after a chaotic day in which we heard explosion after explosion after explosion and then siren sounds starting at 5 a.m. yesterday morning. The attack lasted through the day into the evening hours. A number of military installations were hit, including airfields. Russian soldiers crossed the Belarusian border, and there was a firefight in their Chernobyl area between Russian soldiers and Ukrainian military. Russian soldiers having seized the Chernobyl nuclear reactor plant. This as people here in Kyiv tried to flee by the thousands. There was a traffic jam leaving the city, going in the westward direction, widely seen to be the safest place to be here in Ukraine. There were long lines at gas stations, long lines at ATMs, as people were also hunkering down for their lives inside metro stations and bomb shelters. People here are absolutely terrified.
Can't
they
blame
are
them.
urging, though, people to take up arms, to arm themselves. I was outside the National Police Station yesterday as they were handing out AK-47s. I talked to a local member of parliament who was there to pick up two weapons, one for himself and one for his wife. They were hiding in the suburbs. He said that he was going to go home and Google to figure out how it worked, but he said that he was, prepared to stay and defend his country, that he couldn't leave the city at that point if he had tried, is what he told me. And that's really sort of the sentiment that I'm hearing from other people here in the Capitol. We are hearing from U.S. officials that they do believe Russian forces are closing in on Kyiv. So people here, again, still bracing for the worst, Josh.
We heard from a number of our viewers in terms of their feelings about what's happening on the ground in Kyiv. Steve tweeted, "What's resonating right now is being summed up by Mr. Sorokin, the political editor of the Kyiv Independent. He was watching at the time on MSNBC. The hopes and dreams of many young people in Ukraine are over, according to him. Heartbreaking." Aaron, what's your sense of how Ukrainians in Kyiv feel about the future? Are they hopeful at all that Ukraine and its government and its people may prevail in all of this? Or do they think it's just kind of a matter of time before Vladimir Putin takes over?
It's a hard question.
I think people here are determined. Ukrainians are known for their resolve. Think back, Joshua, eight years ago to the Maidan protests where thousands took to the streets to overthrow the Russian-backed government. They were being shot at with sniper fire, holding wooden shields to shield them, and they persisted. And it's with that spirit that I sense here in the Capitol. People are adamant that they're going to continue to fight for their country, to fight for their democracy and their freedom. A few weeks ago,